The last speakers we have, it's 3 ladies. I will introduce them for you. Mary Ashby-Green, together with Thelma van der Werff, and Jeannette Hanenburg, our own president of ICA-Belgium. They together are going to present the Colournostics, a practical approach to coaching. I will introduce Mary Ashby-Green. She's a master practitioner in Neuro-Linguistic Programming, the Journey practitioner, and holds a BA in English Education Psychology. She finds the psychology of color invaluable in her busy private practice, working with children and adults. Her experience in identifying and solving underlying issues of clients' problems comes from her years as a teacher and principal specializing in children with dyslexia, learning difficulties, and behavioral challenges. She created the Magic Spelling Math program and trained teachers in New Zealand, Namibia, UK, and Dubai. And her colleague Thelma van der Werff is an author of 6 books and president of the International Light Association. Thelma created her color comfort method from her desire to make the psychology of color part of everyday life. She analyzes the colors people commonly wear and use to reveal their hidden talents and potential, while identifying and reprogramming unwanted behavior, thought patterns, and feelings. She has developed an online course about the psychology of color and regularly speaks at events where people are constantly amazed with the accuracy of the information that their color choices reveal. Jeannette Hanenburg, she's founder of the Color Professionals Institute in Antwerp, Belgium, a training center for color specialists with a diverse offer of courses and training in the field of color. Jeannette is a member of the scientific international organization AIC Colour and member of 4 international study groups: color education, environmental color design, color language, and the study group on art and design. She's board member of the International Light Association and co-founder and president of the Interdisciplinary Color Association Belgium. She engages in the art classes of underprivileged children in Florianopolis, Brazil, and since 2020, her work is extended by co-developing the Colonnostix online course and community. So I give the word now to Jeannette, who is going to present that tool. Jeannette, can you unmute yourself?
Yes, sorry. Okay, thank you very much, Ines, for the introduction, and also to all the listeners. You are all still here, so that's quite impressive after all this information this morning. Mary and Thelma will not be joining us, but I will explain in a minute what we're going to do. So thank you very much for listening to the next topic, a practical approach to coaching. Colonnostix was designed as a self-empowerment tool. The great thing about it is that it doesn't dwell on the past, but gives a different perspective to the same problem, issue, or goal, using color choices and new affirmations to achieve this. Wait, let me share my screen. So since it is very late in New Zealand, I will show you a 11-minute video in which you can meet Thelma van der Werff explaining the Colournostics procedure and Mary Ashby-Green taking you through a short example of a session with Colournostics. I met Thelma at a congress in Croatia of the International Light Association in 2019. My interest was raised after attending a workshop with the use of Colournostics. After my return with the toolkit of Colournostics in my suitcase, I dived into the background of the method and had many meetings with Mary, Thelma, and other experts in the field of NLP. After testing it myself with individuals, groups, and for myself, it was clear that there was a great potential for coaches here. When COVID came and we all had to stay home, Mary, Thelma, and myself saw the possibility, time-wise, to develop a course. We started with the Dutch course, which was very successful. To also give coaches the possibility to work international, an online platform was created, which gives the possibility to work from every place around the world. And like what Domicile said about in the research that the own language is very important, we think that the same applies to coaching. So for the moment, the platform is in English and in Dutch, but we are already negotiations are going on for Spanish and Hebrew, and maybe in the future many more languages will be added. So for the moment, we are still growing and just now finished the course in the English language, which will be released next month with 100 participants. So I invite you for the next 11 minutes to listen to the explanation of my colleagues, which give you insight of a very easy and approachable method in coaching with the use of color choices.
Welcome to the presentation, Color as Coaching Tool. My name is Thelma van der Werf, and together with Mary Ashby-Green, we have developed a system we're calling Colournostics. Colonnostix is designed to help practitioners and coaches to help their clients. And it's a combination of the psychology of color and NLP. Color is used, as you know, in many different ways, like in marketing or in health, design, fashion, architecture, and education. But we work with the emotions behind color. And actually, we see color more as a language that can give insight and reveal information. We all are familiar that every color has a positive and a negative side. So like, for instance, red can mean love, energy, and passion, but it could also mean anger, frustration, and impatience. So behind every color, there is an emotion and a message. And our color choices reveal these emotions and messages. We all make color choices, but often they are made from our subconscious and from the heart. And to get information from this level, you have to ask the right questions. For example, if you would ask, what is your favorite color? And the answer is yellow. The positive aspects of yellow are in the person's strengths and talents. But if you ask the question, do you wear yellow? And the answer is no, not anymore. I stopped 4 years ago. That reveals that some of the negative aspects of yellow has occurred in the person's life, triggering certain emotions 4 years ago. When you ask the question, do you have yellow in your house? And the answer is yes. This means that they want to surround themselves with some positive aspects of yellow. And this makes them feel safe and comfortable. It's all about asking the right questions, and every color will give you deep insight. So we have developed very specific questions, and each question is designed that you or the client can go through a process that will give new insight and possibilities. We call this a breakthrough tool because instead of answering questions with words, we ask to choose a color. And you might think, well, why are we doing that? Because our color choices come mainly from our subconscious, and they surpass the rational mind that will not be capable to solve the problem. So now you can go deeper in the essence of the problem and also get new possibilities and solutions. This is a 5-step process, and it first identifies in step 1 and 2 the issue the client is struggling with and what is blocking the client to come to a solution. The meaning of each color choice is written in the manual so that client and coach get insight in the answers given after each question. The client will choose which sentence reflects their feelings and emotions most. So if the client cannot relate to the meaning of the color choice in the book, they have chosen a color with their head and not with their heart. They will have to choose again. Steps 3 and 4 also have very specific questions and are designed in a way to move the client forward. And this allows the client to personally come with a new perspective, a new solution, and a breakthrough. The client has now created a new story and is free to transform emotions, certain beliefs, thoughts, and actions. So it's like everything, change your perspective and you will see the world with other eyes and your world will actually change. As Wayne Dyer said, if you change the way you see things, the things you see will change. Mary will now share a case study with you in the following slides.
We'd like to share with you a case study about a woman going through a divorce, dealing with her ex-husband and son. She was exhausted by the ongoing conflict. She felt overpowered and couldn't hold her ground in negotiations for the future. She couldn't see a way forward. At step 1, after describing the issue, I asked her to choose the color that best described how she felt about the whole situation. She chose navy. And here you'll see the number of statements that pinpoint the current problem or issue in the negative. Nearly every statement resonated with her, particularly, I am alone and isolated. I'm worn down by life's harshness. I'm exhausted trying to do the right thing. I feel judged by others and not taken seriously. I fear failing. I fear I'm inadequate and increasingly feeling disconnected from herself. In step 2, we ask, what's stopping you from moving forward and solving this problem? And I asked her to choose the color that she felt represented what was blocking her. She chose lime green. And this color will reveal the subconscious layer of what's stopping you from solving or finding solutions. It's often the layer that you are unaware of. Many of these statements accurately described what was causing the problem. Particularly, I feel sick and nervous if there is confrontation. I feel helpless and shut myself down. I'm scared and restricted by dominating people. I suppress myself to avoid upsetting others, and I am over accommodating of others. This one was a surprise to her. I asked her how long this had been a pattern in her life, and she was tearful as she remembered the messages from her father to speak properly or keep quiet, and how easily she lost her confidence if she wasn't expressing herself well. She wanted to make changes in her life. The waterfall is the stage to reflect on what you have learned and to take the opportunity to release your old ways of thinking, feeling, and acting. When you have clarity on what's blocking you, step into the waterfall, allow it to clear your inner thoughts and feelings, making space for something new in the next step. Step 3 is a very specific question. What would it be like when everything is somehow solved and without you even knowing how, you are free of this issue? What color would you choose if everything was solved? She chose red. Here are the statements to do with red when you are free of the issue. Step 3 is the question that takes you into the future, into the positive. And she already felt bold, energized, courageous. It was time to make a change, and she felt her determination rising. She was ready to do something different. Now was the time for her to do things that were right for her. She was ready to focus on her future and particularly not remain stuck in her past self. At step 4, we ask, what new thoughts, beliefs, emotions, and actions will help you move forward? We ask that you choose the colour before you speak so that you answer with the new awareness that your colour choice gives you. She chose the colour yellow. And here are the statements that are the positive side of yellow. You'll notice that those statements began with I, and these become her new inner dialogue, her new self-talk. She said she could feel her energy changing. She sat upright, saying she felt uplifted, clear-minded, and focused. She now had an inner sense of what she needed to do to resolve the issue she was having. She said, I feel strong and clear. I know who I am and what I need to do. In step 5, we ask, what will help you to continue to evolve on this new path? She chose blue. And here you'll once again see that there are statements written with the I message, and that there are only 6 statements written here. You'll also see the Colonnostix pad for your client to record the new thoughts and feelings. So these statements in step 5 also begin with I, and this is so that she consciously chooses her inner dialogue, her self-talk. This colour resonated deeply, and in tears she said she realised, I deserve to be heard regardless of how I say things. She then made a decision. It's time my voice was heard. A month later, she said she feels like a new person, calm and empowered within. At a deep level, she now believes that she has something to say that deserves to be heard and that her feelings are equal to others. There are still issues to be solved, but she feels different within, and in her own quiet way, she is standing up for herself, is no longer letting people talk over her or speak for her.
As you've seen, change the colors in your life, and your life will change. We have also developed more applications with color. How to use color to identify the cause of physical symptoms, which colors can bring harmony and balance these physical symptoms, how to use color to identify certain needs and at the same time create focus. Thank you for allowing us to present at this wonderful conference. Welcome to the presentation.
Okay. I stop sharing. Let me see. I put back on the big screen. So thank you very much. I can imagine that it can raise a lot of questions. I can already answer one. NLP, Neuro-Linguistic Programming, was developed at Santa Cruz University in California by Richard Bandler, who has a master in psychology and a bachelor of philosophy, and John Grinder, who is a linguistic expert at the university. And they developed this therapy form to find out why certain people accelerate in what they are doing and other people are not. So that is actually the basic thing about NLP, and that is also where Colonnostix is based on. So if you ever want to find out more, you can always contact me, because there's of course a lot more I can explain, but this is just a very fast explanation of the method. So before we go to the question and answers, I would like to close. Oh, wait, let me put on the gallery so we can see each other. I would like to invite you to put on your videos. I first will close the session, then stop the recording, and then we have all the time for the question and answers and participate with each other in the color talk. So we would like to thank you all for joining us from around the world. Beside Belgium and Holland, I saw participants from Norway, Lithuania, Turkey, Scotland, Romania, Australia, Brazil and the USA. They must be that tired by now, I think, of the time difference, but so much appreciated you are here. We hope that the presentations inspired you, and we want to invite you to become a member of the ICA-Belgium to enable us to keep organizing these color talks. Besides supporting the association, you are able to follow courses with a substantial discount, which you can find on the website. Well, we hope to see you again on our next color talk on the 22nd of May, where you can follow the process of making a color trend forecast. So enjoy your Sunday and hope to see you again.